Hi there. Well, we are in the week of breakthrough. The sun has entered the gate of breakthrough, the 43rd gate. And we are going to have the second neutrino week of the quarter of mutation. And we know that we are going to have this 3 month of pressured transformation. We have no choice. It's the energies that are supporting us in our journey. They now push us to the end of the wheel. We need to transform. We need to mutate. We need to allow the transformation and mutation to do their thing on us and help us in our journey. And in this video, I'm going to share my breakthrough. I'm going to share some things that happened to me in my 7th year of my experiment, which I'm now in the middle of it. And this is my breakthrough that I share it with you, and then I'm going to offer you a very transformative challenge. So what happened to me, I just pulled these 2 cards of the Osho Zen Tarot in the morning. The first one, the woman with the yin and the yang, is called integration. And the second one is called change. And this is very symbolic. It's exactly what's happening to me and what I offer you. During this, the last year of my experiment, which is, it started in the middle of the 6th year, but now during this month of the 7th year, I am really pushed to the edge, and it's exactly what the quarter of mutation does to us, because we need to transform the best we can. We need to allow mutation to take us to the end of the journey, and the first cycle, the first 7-year cycle in the human design experiment is something like this. And I feel that I'm being pushed really to being challenged all the time to really touch the deepest places. And of course, whenever we do this, whenever we touch the deepest places, there are other things that show up. But what happens is, whenever we overcome a real challenge, a very deep thing that we are willing to connect with in ourselves, another veil that we accept to go through, then the world is displayed in front of us in more and more colorful way. It's just the colors are changing. Things are, the sight, it's really something very, very interesting, the way things are open for us, and the variations, and more and more, let's say, we get more and more open-minded. And it's, of course, according to our design, but it's something that happens because the design itself is a limitation, and sometimes we can just go through it. I forgot the word, transmute. It's interesting, very, very interesting what's happening. So I'm going through this very deep transformation. That's why I stopped doing my videos the way I did, because I'm not this person anymore, and it's not, the calling has changed. And what happened to me in the last few months is that I started, or I came back to things that are very strong in me, tools and how would I call them? Yeah, tools and talents of mine that were really deep in me, and I was using them and doing them for many years before the experiment. And the experiment just put me on pause, and it was so good for me. I mean, it was correct for me. It's not correct for everyone, but it was correct for me to just be, it wasn't even doing it. I was pulled back. It was a withdrawal. I needed to withdraw into being the real, this hermit projector, and really learning what it is to be me, what it means to be me, how does it feel to be this emotional projector. And only in the last year, I started really integrating this projectorhood with all the other dimensions of me. And it was interesting to pull this integration card, because what I'm going to share with you is really about my integration, and I offer you a challenge of integration. I feel now that whatever I do is coming from the core energy of my being, which in this realm, in this lifetime, is this core energy lives in this design of a 2-4 vessel of love emotional projector. But I'm wider than that, and I have a lot of this I, this a bigger I, this self has other dimensions, and all of them are now connected or beginning to be consciously connected. And of course, this makes my vehicle only one aspect of what I am. Now, on this realm, this vehicle works. So I'm living in this body of a projector, 2-4 projector, emotional projector, and of course, everything that I do comes to me through invitation and through waiting for emotional clarity. And it's not that this is the most important thing, of course, and that was the gift that I got from this being so radical in my experiment and really building this very strong core. And now tools and things that I used to work with and be, yes, I'm a being, I'm being through things. So things are coming back to my life. And I came back to one of the arts that I'm very, very good at, and I'm very connected to it, which is Feng Shui. And also, of course, space cleansing and all this. And of course, other energetic work that I do. I mean, all my tools and all the things that I worked with for years, and I was a teacher and a healer and everything. So all these things are coming back to me now, and I use them from a completely new point of view and a new strength in me that acknowledges and respects the projector that I am, and my energy and my definition, and of course my cross. So it's interesting to see this integration. This is the integration that I'm talking about. And for me, it's a breakthrough. We are in the breakthrough week. For me, it's a breakthrough to share it with you, and also to accept the invitation that I got, a few of them, to bring you other aspects of my journey in order to support your personal breakthrough, your personal transformation. And we are in the quarter of mutation, so we are talking about change, and this is the second card that I got. So let's look at, for a minute, the quarter of mutation, and see that the quarter of mutation, we know that people that were born in the quarter of mutation, their fulfillment in life is through transformation. These people are about the change, and they need to change, and they need to see themselves and others change. And you know that I was born in the middle of this quarter, in the love gate, the 10th gate, treading, being, and this is who I am. My being is about mutation and transformation. And if we look at this interesting division of the wheel, that the mutation, the youngest quarter, is, of course, the opposite of the civilization, which is fulfillment through form. Yes, and this is the yinest quarter. So what I'm going to offer you today is a little challenge. I mean, it looks little, but it does huge transformation. It can support very strong transformation, and of course, a breakthrough. We are talking about breakthrough. So I'm going to offer you a challenge in moving forms, material forms, in order to transform. This is from the Feng Shui, my Feng Shui world. Now, I just want to say that, it's like in human design, we can give tips to people, and these tips might help. But we know that for a deep change, we need a deep experiment, deep diving into the experiment. Some people need to understand more, and this is a process. So I want to be honest and say things as they should be said, that Feng Shui is also a very, very deep tool, and it's not about tips, but tips help. So it's sometimes we need more than that, but the challenge that I'm going to offer you and invite you and inform you is about moving some forms in the material world in order to change things inside, and it works really strongly. So what I offer you to do, if you take this challenge that I will give you, if you do this, it's not recommended to do Feng Shui changes at once and in a hurry. It's not recommended. We are talking about a challenge for the quarter of mutation, so we have 3 months. Now, splenic people and manifestors can know when, splenic people, their spleen will say, yeah, I want it, that's the time. And splenic manifestors will just come and move the things. But please be very intuitive and very, I don't remember cautious. Be cautious and listen to your inner authority. First of all, if that's your thing, maybe your inner authority wouldn't take the challenge, but I'm talking about, even while you take this challenge, do it as a process. Don't do everything at once, because it shakes. It shakes the earth, the earth that we stand on, and we are talking about the form. Yes, so in the material form, our body lives in a material form. Our body lives in an environment, and this environment is energy. And if things are stuck there, it's good to move, but we need to be very careful not to do it at once. Okay, so take your time and do it. What I recommend is that if you do it fast, then during this breakthrough week, but don't do it in one day or stuff. Even if you see what needs to be moved or taken away or whatever, do it during this breakthrough week or more. Okay, so we are going to talk about 3 groups of 9. We are talking about things, about material things that are, part of our lives. We are not furniture, drawings, paintings, things, all the things that we have at home, whatever. We're not talking about not things that are stored in cupboard or stuff, things that you see most of the time. Okay, these are the kind of things that I'm talking about. So the first group of 9 objects is 9 objects which are broken or need to be fixed. Now, there are 2 options. One option is a thing that is broken and can't be fixed in a perfect way. Something which is broken and can't be fixed in a perfect way needs to be thrown away. It's not good to have it around. Now, another thing is broken thing, like a broken chair that you like this chair, you love it, it's an antique, and you want to preserve it. So if it has a broken leg, for example, and you kept it and you're waiting for the time to fix it, so now is the time. Things that you can fix and it will be perfect after you fixed it. So we are looking for 9 things like this at home. You know these glasses that a little piece is broken here. These things need to be thrown away. Now, you don't give broken things to others. You don't. So these are things that you fix them if they are fixable in a real good way, or you throw them away. 9 objects like this. The second group is 9 objects that you don't want in your life anymore. And you give them to other people that can use them and can like them and want them. Now, this is really important because something that you feel that it has bad energy, don't give it to somebody else. But something that, you used it, or even a drawing, or even some piece of furniture that you liked it and it served you, and it's in good condition, but you feel that that's it. I'm okay with releasing it. So this is something that you can give to somebody else, not somebody in your life, in your home, but somebody in your life that lives in a different home than you. You can also, if you don't have somebody to give it to, you can put it outside so somebody will take it, but please not the broken things. Broken things, you just put them in the garbage, those that you don't fix. So we have the 9 broken things. We have the 9 things that you want to just give away. And the last group is 9 objects in your house that have a permanent place to stand, and you just move them to a new place. I know that for some people this is very, very, very easy to do, and there are many people which is not that easy to do. So you have your time, you have this quarter of mutation, and if this challenge is resonating with your inner authority, then you will find a way. Things that you like, that serve you, that are good, but you just take them from one permanent place to the other. And this is, of course, sometimes has to do with the interior design. Sometimes it's about convenience. So you have time to digest it and think about it. Now, this is very strong. When you do this 999 27th object challenge, things happened in a very interesting way. Now, please, I remind you, not shorter than 6 days to do this thing. We have these 6 days of breakthrough. And of course, if it takes time, if you're emotional, mental projectors, reflectors, you have time. Yes, you have time. Because the quarter of mutation is ending in the end of January. So we have a lot of time to do this. And you are most welcome to write me what happened and how do you feel about it. And when we do this thing with intention, this is really strong. If you have personal things that you want to share with me about what happens to you, I really would like to accept, to get emails from you. I have in my website, there's my email, and it will be much safer that I will really get it and will be able to read it in my own time, because sometimes some of you approach me in the messenger, in the Facebook Messenger, and this is not really I'm not always, I don't always remember to go back and read it. Remember that I'm emotional, it takes time. So if you want to share what happens to you with this, then you are most welcome. And that's it. That's my challenge to you and my gift to you, and the gift of the Quarter of Mutation to all of us is really to embrace every transformational tool that can help us do our transmutation and transfiguration to our next level. Because when the wheel turns and we begin in the initiation, we really need to be in a different state of energy. So that's it for today. So we are going to have fun, and my next video will surprise both me and you again. So let us have fun. Love you.